Good evening. Welcome and thank you for joining us for our virtual community conversation. We are grateful to have you with us tonight. As many of you know, we started these community conversations in 2020. These events have become an important way for the Mapleton community to stay connected. It's a great time to be in Mapleton, and we have so much to share tonight. A few notes before we begin. This meeting is available in both English and Spanish. If you would like to hear the conversation in Spanish, please select Language Preference in the toolbar and then select Spanish. The meeting is being recorded and will be available on our website at www.mapleton.us.
Buenas tardes. Esta reunión está disponible en inglés y español. Si desea escuchar esta conversación en español, seleccione Language Preference en la barra de herramientas y luego seleccione Español. La reunión se está grabando y estará disponible en nuestro sitio web www.mapleton.us.
Thank you, Damon. My name is Cindy Croissant. I was elected to the Board of Education in 2015. And I currently have the honor to serve in the position of board president. I've been a Mapleton community member all of my life. I grew up here just around the corner from the admin building. I went to Mapleton schools through high school, graduated from Mapleton High School, and my daughter also attended all of the Mapleton schools and graduated from Skyview. I still currently live here, and my grandson has actually been a part of the GLA campus here at the primary care. I am currently retired, lucky enough, and enjoy spending my extra time doing more board work as it allows. Thanks again for joining us this evening. This evening, we are also joined by another board member, Mallory Boyce, as well as Superintendent Charlotte Ciancio, Senior Deputy Superintendent Mike Crawford, and Deputy Superintendent of Organizational Systems and Community Engagement, Dr. Damon Brown. Tonight, we will begin the conversation with a few Mapleton points of pride. Next, we will dive into a few construction updates, then discuss school safety in Mapleton.
Good evening. My name is Mallory Boyce, and I was elected to the Board of Education in 2021, and I have the honor to serve as his Assistant Secretary and Treasurer. My husband and I have been in the Mapleton community for 16 years, and we have 2 children in Mapleton schools. We found it to be a wonderful place to raise our family. My day job is I currently work in marketing and have my entire career. As a board, we believe that our community engagement efforts are the best way to learn from, listen to, and involve you, our community, in our work. In fact, it's the only way we can achieve Mapleton's mission of guaranteeing that all students achieve their dreams. Our virtual conversations are a place for building community connections, celebrating our shared vision and hope for our community, and strengthening our network of support. We invited our community to submit questions prior to tonight's conversation. To ensure we can get to the questions submitted, we will not be able to answer questions submitted during our conversation. However, if you have a question about something you hear tonight or something you're curious about, please submit your question in the Q&A feature or on our Facebook page. Answers will be posted soon on the community conversation page on Mapleton's website. A lot has happened in Mapleton since our last conversation. We'd like to take a moment to celebrate a few points of pride in and around the district. Allerton S. and Ruby T, team members and juniors at York International School, traveled to New York City to take part in Mighty Year, a debate event designed to foster civil discourse among today's youth. The event was created through a partnership between the news organization Newsweek and the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues. Allerton and Ruby were 2 of only 6 other high schoolers from Denver, Washington, D.C., and San Jose selected to participate in live debates in front of Newsweek journalists and executives at the World Trade Center headquarters. Those debates and other moments from the students' experiences will be used in a mini-series for Newsweek's podcast, The Debate. Links to the mini-series and the Newsweek story highlighting this experience are available on Mapleton's website. That is so cool. Every day, our students are doing incredible things to contribute to their community, country, and the world. Tonight, we only have time to highlight for a few of our outstanding students. I encourage you to visit our website and social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, to read more stories and celebrations. If you blink, it is possible you might miss our next student celebration. A big congratulations to Academy High School senior Julian C. on breaking his own Skyview record in the 3,200-meter run at the Horizon Track Meet this month. He ran a 10:20.74, breaking his previous time of 10:40.54, a 20-second improvement. I'm sure we'll see more from Julian from the state qualifiers in May. Way to go, Julian.
Wow, that is fast. Goodness. Last week, the Skyview Student Center was transformed into a one-of-a-kind art gallery for the district's annual art show. This K-12 event celebrates student artists from across the district, showcasing a variety of mediums, including pottery, fabric, and paint, as well as 2D and 3D art. This year, a total of 395 pieces were on display, making it the largest district art show yet. Congratulations to Mesa 11th grade student Portia M. for winning Best in Show. For 9th through 12th grade for her project, Femininity as Perception. And Mapleton Online 7th grade student Layla M. for winning Best in Show for K through 8th grade with her self-portrait, Culture Identity. A slideshow of all featured artwork is available on our website and our Facebook page. North Valley students enjoyed a field trip to the state capitol building and received special acknowledgement from state representative and state senators. While sitting in the Senate meeting chambers, State Representative Saeed Sharbini and Senator Kyle Mullica read a tribute for North Valley students. A tribute is a unique way for legislators to show support to individuals or groups. In their tribute, the elected officials said, North Valley School for Young Adults honors the dedication and perseverance of young scholars seeking a new educational pathway to success and celebrated the nearly 60 young adults that get back on track and earn their diplomas from Mapleton Public Schools each school year.
Want to learn how to make raisins dance? Head to Valley View Innovation School's open house on Thursday, April 27th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. to dance with raisins and learn more about the school's new Gifted and Talented focus. Beginning in the fall 2023, Valley View Innovation School will specialize in supporting students who are identified as gifted and talented or are ready for advanced and accelerated learning. Valley View Innovation School will support students with personalized instruction, social and emotional learning, and innovative classroom engagement strategies. Driven by each student's curiosity and complex questions, projects will come to life in one of 6 immersion studios that are in robotics, technology, culinary, arts, art, music, and science. The open house will feature fun activities for children and families and give the community a chance to see some of the immersion studios in action and learn more about what makes Valley View Innovation School different. Valley View Innovation School, a PK-8 school, is now enrolling preschool through 4th grade for the 23-24 school year. The school will grow up with your child as a new grade level will be added each year. That sounds like it's going to be a fun event. Earlier this month, we hosted 2 events inviting the community to meet Mike. Mr. Mike Crawford was selected as the sole finalist for Superintendent of Schools to succeed Superintendent Ciancio for the 2024-2025 school year. Mr. Crawford currently serves as the Senior Deputy Superintendent. At the events, Mr. Crawford shared his nearly 30 years of experience in education as a classroom teacher, school principal, school counselor, and various leadership roles in central administration. At both events, we had meaningful and informative conversations with our families about the future of Mapleton and how Mr. Crawford plans to keep the district focused on relationships, relevance, rigor, and choice. We will vote to approve the sole finalists during our board business meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Broadway Administration Building.
And speaking of the Broadway building, Mapleton is back on Broadway. After several months of carpet and drywall repair as the result of a flooding that happened last August, the Broadway building, at least half of it, is open and ready for business. Central admin teams are wrapping up their move back into the building after spending most of the year sharing offices and spaces throughout the district. We thank everyone for being patient and accommodating during this time. The Performing Arts School on Broadway is expected to head back to the building at some point during the next school year. Building codes for school buildings with students and building codes for office spaces for adults have slight differences. So while the building can safely operate, additional work is required before it can officially reopen as a school. Until then, the Performing Arts School on Broadway will continue to operate out of the Mapleton Arts Center. Families in need of technical assistance for Chromebooks, iPads, or chargers can now find the technology team back at the administration building here at 7350 Broadway. For more points of pride from Mapleton, be sure to visit our website or check us out on one of our many social media platforms. It's hard to believe that May is right around the corner. For many of us, that means summer break is coming. For others in Mapleton, it means just a few more months until the first day of school. Right now, we are busy enrolling new and returning families for the 23-24 school year. Did you know during peak enrollment season, the Welcome Center confirms the enrollment of one student every 15 minutes? The Welcome Center, located at the Skyview campus, assists families with all parts of the enrollment process, from school selection to document and record submissions to school placement. Laptops are available for new and returning families to complete the enrollment process for a new student. The annual update process for a returning student, or new this year, the universal preschool application for a new or returning preschool student. As a proud universal preschool partner, we want to make sure you and your family do not miss out on free preschool. Thanks to the Universal Preschool program, all 4-year-olds will receive 15 hours of free preschool this upcoming school year. 3-year-olds that meet specific eligibility factors may also qualify for free preschool. To get started, submit your application for UPK Colorado. The website is listed on the screen and is also available on Mapleton's website. After submitting your application through UPK Colorado, visit Mapleton's enrollment page. Select whether you are new or current family and submit a preschool application through Infinite Campus so we can verify your information within our enrollment system. Families of 3-year-olds without any qualifying factors can apply for Mapleton's preschool tuition program. Research shows that a high-quality preschool program like Mapleton's provides children with a solid foundation for success. As our community's leader in early childhood education, we are committed to ensuring families don't miss out on the opportunities provided through UPK. UPK and Infinite Campus application assistance are available by calling 303-853-1784 or in person at the Welcome Center. Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Located at 8990 York Street in Thornton. If you have any questions along the way, please contact Mapleton's ECE team at 303-853-1784 or email preschool@mapleton.us. Again, thank you for trusting us with your child's education.
To support our young learners, the construction of our final 4 schools, Meadow, York, Achieve, and the Explore campus expansion will include additional preschool classrooms. Funds from November's community-supported mill levy will be directed towards several prioritized efforts in the district, including the replacement of Meadow Community School, York International School, Achieve Academy, and the Explore campus expansion. Meadow Community School is first up, and the design process is underway. Stakeholders are currently discussing the new building's interior, exterior, and landscape design. To match the school's nature and science focus, the interior of the building will have a playful biophilic design, meaning the design will feel connected with nature and other living things. Natural light and the dynamic nature views are just 2 of the benefits of biophilic design linked to student success. Mapleton received $13 million from a Building Excellent Schools Today grant to partially fund the Meadow rebuild. This means our community's dollars will be able to rebuild the final 4 and do so much more in Mapleton. The Board of Education approved the selection of Ciancio Construction and RB+B architects to serve as a design and construction team for Meadow Community School. Ciancio Construction and RB+B are the same talented team behind Trailside Academy and the Monterey Community School remodel. In February, we submitted a BEST grant to assist with the rebuilding of York International School. We hope to rebuild the original portion of the school using the open space to the south and east of the current building while keeping, renovating, and repurposing the 14,200 square feet classroom addition constructed in 2010. We will know more about this grant after the BEST hearings in May. Because of the many moving parts, our tentative timeline for the York International School rebuild is to start the design process in the winter and spring of 2024-25 and hopefully break ground in 2025. Both Explore PK through 2 and Achieve Academy are included in the capital construction program. Once we finish with the Meadow and the York projects, we will put in another BEST grant for these schools to determine our next steps. One of the many benefits of replacing our older school buildings is our ability to design for and strategize around how we provide for the safety and security of our students and staff. Tragic and unfortunate events over the last several years have created opportunities for productive conversations about how to assure safety and address unsafe situations within communities. When it comes to school design, this includes things like clear sight lines, limited entry and exit points, security cameras, adequate drop-off lanes and bus loops, and modern door lock systems. But when discussing school safety, perhaps even more important than the exterior design is the internal relationships between the students, staff, and families. To quote the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, instead of just relying on hardware to make schools safe, think metal detectors, leaders must invest in humanware and ensure staff is equipped with the tools to better instruct and connect with students. Instead of hardening schools, leaders in Cleveland strengthen the capacity of schools to teach students and address their mental health needs through systematic district-wide approaches to social emotional learning, conditions for learning, and student support. In Mapleton, we are proudly doing similar work. We too understand that the key to creating safe and nurturing environments is through building and nurturing relationships. That's why we continue to proudly say that we are small by design and intentionally limit the enrollment number in our schools. Research shows that the small schools are more effective in enhancing relationships between students and adults, creating a stronger sense of trust and community. This leads to powerful student engagement and helps us to prioritize the pillars of social emotional learning, including self-regulation, social regulation, and problem solving. When students have supportive relationships, they feel safe. And when they feel safe, they can engage. And when they can engage, they can learn. Our small schools have created a sense of belonging and have helped foster compassion and empathy within our school communities, and we are committed to maintaining those school cultures.
We are also committed to the partnerships we have with our safety and security teams. Mapleton has a strong relationship with its law enforcement partners. The district is served by 2 different law enforcement agencies, Adams County Sheriff and Thornton Police, and has officers from each agency that serve as school resource officers, or better known as SROs. Every school has an SRO as well as additional campus security. The backbone of the SRO program in Mapleton is relationship building. Our SROs are in our schools and on our campuses to protect students, foster positive relationships with students and families, and provide valuable resources to our staff, students, and families. Our SROs are trusted members in our school community and are here as problem solvers and partners rooting for the success of each student. Mapleton's partnership with Community Reach ensures we can support students of all ages and grade levels with counseling and case management services at school. School-based therapy helps students to resolve emotional issues and can help students resolve mental health concerns, including anxiety, depression, trauma, substance abuse, and relationship issues. It also provides supportive counseling to students who have become withdrawn, disengaged, and are having difficulty keeping up with schoolwork. Community Reach operates the largest school-based service program in Colorado, and we are proud to partner with this organization for the success, safety, health, and well-being of our students. When it comes to supporting our humanware, we credit our district leaders and experts on our integrated services team for equipping our staff and students with curricula that support the fundamentals of social emotional learning. I would like to introduce a few of the programs in place in Mapleton that support and promote social emotional learning. It's likely you are already aware of Olveus, Mapleton's bullying prevention program, as it has been operating in all district schools for several years. Olveus is a comprehensive approach that includes school-wide, classroom, individual, and community components. Through Olveus, every school identifies a bullying prevention team that assures bullying prevention becomes a whole school movement through school-wide interventions, classroom activities, and individual interventions. Ask your school director how you can get involved in the work of the Olveus program. Second Step is a classroom-based social skills program for preschool through 8th grade students. Social emotional learning helps students succeed in the classroom and beyond by giving students techniques to gain confidence, set goals, make better decisions, collaborate with others in work and play, and navigate the world more effectively. Now, even the creators of Second Step will tell you that social emotional learning does not take the place of math, science, and literacy. Instead, social emotional learning provides emotional intelligence, helping students learn how to cooperate, communicate, and make decisions. All things that empower students to take pride and ownership in their education.
We are in the early stages of implementing Sources of Strength in several schools. Sources of Strength is a positive messaging program that uses the power of peer leaders and social networks to help students find their voice in creating positive change in their school. The program's goal is to bring awareness to each student's individual strengths. York International students are piloting the program now, and throughout the year, students have created and organized positive messaging campaigns for the school that encourage others to rely on the sources of strength and promote positive help-seeking behavior. And finally, Health Smart is another program in place in our schools designed to promote healthy growth and development and give students the tools and resources to make healthy choices and establish lifelong healthy behaviors. Our schools use the program that best meets the needs of their students and their families, and we encourage you to connect with your school director to learn more about the social emotional learning and support available at your child's school. Outside of school, we have strong relationships with many organizations available to support students and families with a range of needs from safety and crisis resources to mental health. iMatter, the iMatter program connects Colorado youth with a therapist for up to 6 free confidential counseling sessions. Visit imatter.org to get started. Colorado Crisis Services is the statewide behavioral health crisis response system offering residents mental health, substance use or emotional crisis help, information, and referrals. Its mission is to strengthen Colorado's mental health system by providing Coloradoans with greater access to crisis services whenever they are 24/7 and 365 days, regardless of ability to pay. Safe to Tell is an anonymous tip line that can get help to students and schools immediately. Reports can be made online at safetotell.org or by phone. The number is on your screen. Safety is our top priority in Mapleton, and all threats and reports are taken very seriously. To support the conversation at home, for the Colorado School Safety Resource Center is also listed on your screen. This site includes resources, toolkits, and support for creating safe, positive, and successful school environments for Colorado students, including how to talk to school children about school safety. School safety is an ongoing conversation, and we hope to keep this dialogue going. We appreciate your partnership in empowering children to take action regarding school safety and encouraging students to talk about their concerns and express their feelings.
Our focus on school safety is an essential step in getting to perhaps the most important day of the year, graduation day. Graduation 2023 is just a few weeks away. Pending any May blizzards, and we do live in Colorado, so who knows? The ceremony is scheduled to take place outside on the field at DeTiro Stadium on Saturday, May 20th. The ceremony will begin at 10 a.m. Everyone is invited to celebrate the more than 350 Mapleton seniors who will receive their diplomas on this special day. Oh, that's a great number to hear, 350 graduates. Additional information and weather-related updates will be available on Mapleton's website. Another wonderful end-of-the-year tradition in Mapleton is the Mapleton Education Foundation's scholarship program. Last week, the Mapleton Education Foundation sent scholarship notices to deserving seniors. Mapleton seniors have exclusive access to a variety of scholarship opportunities through the Mapleton Education Foundation. Scholarships are available for students who are interested in attending a traditional university or college, as well as vocational or technical schools, and even apprenticeship programs in-state or out of state. Scholars will be honored at the annual scholarship breakfast on Friday, May 19th.
Oh, that's such a great breakfast. I love that one. With the goal of reaching across schools and across years of alumni, staff, and friends to inform and engage with each other, the Mapleton Legacy Association invites you to join us for our second annual Legacy Association event on Thursday, June 1st from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Heavy appetizers provided and a cash bar will be available. This year we have added a tea party welcome from 4:30 to 5:30 to provide an opportunity to mingle with other participants before our 5:30 to 7:30 golf time. Register now to sign up individually as a golfer or spectator, register as a team of up to 6, or sponsor a bay. Golfer tickets are just $55 and spectator tickets are $35. Funds raised will support the Legacy Scholarship. Visit the Mapleton Education Foundation website to register and for more information. And without further ado, I'd like to invite Charlotte Ciancio on the screen, our great superintendent, to answer some questions for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Boyce. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We received a few really good questions leading up to tonight, and we're going to take some time to answer just a few of these. Answers to other questions, as well as questions received this evening, will be posted on our website. So I'm actually going to ask Mr. Crawford to help with a few of these questions that are more specific to the construction and to our safety. So Mike?
Sure. Thanks and good evening. I'll read you the first question. It says, how is Mapleton keeping our students safe at school? And this person's interested in hearing specifics of both mental health and physical security. Really, Cindy and Mallory both talked at length about some of the things that I could talk about again with respect to safety, but I won't repeat too much, except to just sort of underline that we really start with the belief that students are most safe when they have strong relationships, when their needs are attended to as individuals, and where they have a sense of belonging. So that's really what our small schools are all about. But with respect to physical safety, you know, we did pass a mill levy to put some money towards safety. We are making plans for some of that. Some of our technology, especially camera technology, is pretty out of date. So we are in the process of replacing some of that older technology. Cameras aren't a perfect solution, but they are a deterrent for some kinds of bad behavior. So there's that. The other thing with respect to mental health is we are making sure for next year that both a psychologist and a social worker are available to every school to help meet student needs. And then finally, we did add a position in our integrated services department for a coordinator. And Mr. Ortiz is going to be filling that position and providing outreach to families, especially for students who have chronic poor attendance. What kinds of things get in their way, and how can we help them with all kinds of issues related to mental health and safety. So those are a few things just in addition. We also had one more specific question. This one says, at Trailside Academy, the playground is almost completely exposed to the road with no fencing. Parents have commented on this, and I'd love to know if someone is thinking about making physical improvements or changes to some of those outdoor spaces. You know, very familiar with Trailside, having been a part of the design team for that site. And one of the conversations we had even when designing is how important our playgrounds are as amenities to the community and really the school facilities in general. So, and that playground is used all the time, every evening and every weekend. So there isn't, it isn't fully fenced. However, there is a low fence that goes around the turf portion where kids play soccer and things so that they're not chasing balls into the parking lot. There's also a taller fence along the west edge that will remain even when the public park is there. And then that drive lane is really a private drive, and it gets used during pickup and drop off, but is pretty quiet during most of the day. So so that just, you know, gives good access to the school and to the facilities, but we think gives an eye towards safety as well. So that's about Trailside.
Thank you so much for your help on that. The next question says, I'm excited to hear that Mapleton will finally have a school that can better serve gifted and talented students. How can we ensure that all schools in Mapleton will meet the needs of gifted and talented students? Will there be training for all teachers, even if they are not teaching at Valley View? Can you speak to supports that are currently or in the works to provide to general education teachers at the other Mapleton schools? So first of all, Mapleton is very committed to supporting gifted and talented students in all of our district schools. We provide the following support for staff. At each of the schools, there is a gifted resource teacher. It depends on the enrollment at that school and the number of students who are identified as gifted or talented. They coordinate all the activities related to the gifted identified students and their advanced learning plans or ALPs, as well as finding those additional students for possible identification. They work collaboratively with the district gifted office to coordinate programming. And that really can range from just differentiated lessons in the grade or in the classroom they're in to content acceleration to grade acceleration. It's all really based on the needs of the individual kids at the school. What makes Valley View different is that the teachers will not only teach the content or the standards, but they'll also prioritize what they're referred to as learning behaviors. And those are things such as how a student initiates a task, how they manage their time, whether or not they can sustain their attention on an activity or on a project, and what kind of academic vocabulary the student uses during their content, whether or not that language is used appropriately. And there are several different behaviors that the teachers will be monitoring. The individual student's needs really drive that focus based on what the teachers observe happening with that student. Additionally, the students will be in what's called a clustered environment. They'll be clustered or work with students at their same stage of development, not necessarily the same age. So it's stage, not age, for the kids working with other students. And that looks like students who are reading above their typical grade level, for example, will move to work with other students at that same level. It may not be in the same class they're in. And that would be at the same time as other kids in their school, but not necessarily same kids in their classroom. With regard to professional development or professional learning, we do offer a series of professional learning opportunities originally developed by the Colorado Department of Education's Gifted Education Office that are open to all district staff to better understand the needs of gifted and talented students. There will be 2 offerings each semester on a range of gifted and talented topics. So those are open to all teachers. Again, what makes it different at Valley View is that all of their teachers will have a gifted and talented certification. Some will have the additional endorsement to their teaching license, while others will earn their master's degree in gifted and talented. That's how that looks and how that's a little bit different at Valley View. And then Mike, I'm going to turn this one back to you again.
Sure. And I think this is our last question. This one says, are the final 4 buildings already designed? As a former teacher and now as a parent volunteer, I've noticed some challenges with building designs and would like to share those if it's not too late. And the answer is, it is not too late. We do not have the buildings designed. We did work with some architects to do some kind of high-level sketches that we could show to folks about what's possible. The one that is most far along in the design process is the Meadow Community Building. So we have a floor plan and we have some elevations that we're looking at, but it is not completely dialed in, and we'd still love to have some feedback. So we're going to be restarting our construction accountability advisory committees here pretty soon. And if you are interested in looking at those plans and providing some input, just send a message to the communications mailbox from the Mapleton website, and we'll be glad to let you know how you can participate.
Wonderful. So again, thank you all so very much for tuning in this evening and for your support of Mapleton Public Schools. Maybe we'll see some of you at the open house on Thursday evening at Valley View. Let's keep our conversation going. Find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, or drop us a line at communications@mapleton.us. Have a great night. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.